what's really important is 4 years ago, when I came on the board, we had 31 schools that met that target. Now, 4 years later, we have 113 schools that have met that. So we're really moving out. A lot of times people don't realize the great things that are going on in the schools. And the reason we're doing that is because we've kept the teachers in the classroom, we've kept the class sizes small, and we've really made, of all these years of cuts, we've really started at the administrative level and made big cuts in administration so we can keep our teachers in the classroom. So it's a lot more than test scores we need to talk about in terms of what's going on in the district. I was just at a high school, Patrick Henry High School today. The state superintendent of schools was there. There are great career technical programs. In the past, we had sort of vocational tracks, and then we had college prep tracks. We've really put those together. So we have, at the high school level, we have engineering classes, we have broadcast journalism classes, culinary classes, child development classes. We're actually in high school preparing students either for college or for directly going into jobs. And so this is a really big step forward, and we've really been pushing this along the district. So I think that you're going to see a lot of good things coming out in terms of the results continuing to go up in the next few years. Of course, we need to have the proper funds to do that, but we've come a long ways. And one of the reasons we've come a long ways is because we were really able to sit down. Now, I don't think anybody heard a lot of big news on September 4th, 2011. I don't know if anybody knows what that was, but that was the first day of school. And because the state did not give us enough money, we were going to lose about 1,500 teachers. And over the summer, we said we've got to sit down, get the two sides together, the union, the district. We have to be reasonable about this. We got concessions, and we were able to start the school year with a full staff. So it wasn't a big news day because we had the teachers there. And these are the kind of results we've been producing. So I'm not going to go into the political part of all the items that are on the ballot, but you need to be informed and really look at those ballot measures and really make careful decisions about what you want to do for public education. So just to wrap up, I think here in Clairemont, the schools have really been going up. We've had a lot of community participation. The Clairemont Cluster of Schools parent leader is Julie Jenkins, who is here. We have another leader, Mike Smith, who is heading the Madison Community of Schools. And they together have formed the Clairemont Mesa Educational Foundation, which is actually set up to improve all the schools in Clairemont. So this is really great. One of the schools that was on the chopping block for closure over the past few years has been Cadman. There's a new principal there. She started really working at recruiting in the neighborhood. It turns out there are more kids in the neighborhood than the school can actually hold. The test scores have been going up. People are really realizing how great it is. We're going to have more kids going to school in the neighborhood. So I think we're going to see a lot of improvements here in Clairemont in the next few years. So thank you very much. Keep in touch. Go to the district website, sandy.net, and you can see all the information about what's going on in public schools. It's not just for the kids and the parents. We're all affected. It's public safety, it's property values, it's community spirit. It's all affected by what's going on in our public schools. So thank you very much, and we will keep working on it.
Okay. Is anybody here from Councilman Lori Zapp's office, by any chance? I don't think I saw Shirley or Bernie. Okay. John Witt, I know he's here. He's one of our elected officials. John, real briefly, if you want to come up.
I'd like to thank the Clairemont Town Council for listening to the presentation.
John Witt.
I'm a deputy district attorney for the county of San Diego. I've been keeping our community safe over the last almost 30 years. I have prosecuted murders, rapists, child predators, petty thefts, and people who drive under the influence. I am a 25-year resident of Clairemont. I have coached at Tecolote Youth Baseball for about 20 years, and a lot of the kids I've coached have come through Clairemont High School, so I have a special place for Clairemont. One of the things that I've done in my career as a prosecutor is I ran a drug and gang unit for 12 years. I was out in the field with police officers for that period of time. I know a lot of the police officers from that. I know what it's like for the police officers in the street because I've been there minutes after they've gone through the door. I waited, thank you, honey, and have been there at times of shootings, at times of other types of things. As a prosecutor, we are the gatekeeper of the criminal justice system. We have the amazing, awesome power to decide whether people are charged with crimes, what kind of crimes they're charged with, whether they get felonies or misdemeanors, whether they go to prison or whether they get probation. Those are things, the decisions that I've made as a prosecutor. And I'm proud to have been a prosecutor for 29 years, seeing that our community is in fact safe. A lot of times you look at the background. What is it that makes someone a good judge? For me, one of the things that I think you should look at is the trial experience. I've tried over 100 jury trials. I have tried 8 murder cases. The last murder case I did was a capital case. It lasted 4 years, a case that was going to have to go to the California United States Supreme Court if I was successful. I was successful. The defendant was sentenced to death. But on the other hand, the defendant, on the day he was sentenced to death, handed me a letter thanking me for treating his family and him with respect. Because that's the kind of person I've been throughout my entire career as a prosecutor. That's one of the reasons 85 Superior Court judges have in fact endorsed me. And also, the police trust me. The Deputy Sheriff's Association, the San Diego Police Officers Association, and every police association in the County of San Diego and several statewide have endorsed me. And I'm proud of those particular endorsements. The other thing is the life experience. I've been married to my wife Nancy here for 34 years. I raised my 4 children in this area. We had our 2 children. My daughter's a deputy DA. My brother's a deputy DA. She works for the Sheriff's Department. We are about public service. I also raised 2 foster children that my wife and I, when we were 23 and 21, started taking care of. They were 14 and 10. My oldest son is 46 years old. So I have a little bit of experience all the way around, and I would really appreciate you go to www.amador4judge. Take a look at my background. People always say they never know enough about judges. And when you look at that, I believe that you will be proud to vote for Robert Amador for Superior Court Judge on November 6th. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Hi. I have something a little different. I'm not a candidate. I just wanted to let you guys know that the North Clairemont Branch Library turns 50 this month, and we're having a celebration. And you're all invited. We have special events planned from 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock, Saturday, November the 17th. And we'd love to see you there. So thank you. And there are also other flyers for the other libraries on the back table and this flyer as well. So please help yourself.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
How about that? Thank you very much. I'm Scott Peters. I'm the candidate for Congress here in Clairemont in the 52nd Congressional District. Currently, I'm serving as a Port Commissioner. It's my 4th year. I've worked with Brandy there. Last year, I was the chairman. Before that, I was 8 years on the San Diego City Council, where I was the first Democrat elected from District 1, which is La Jolla, University City, Carmel Valley, and Rancho Penasquitos. And I was the first city council president. Practiced environmental law for 15 years before that. I've been married to my wife for 26 years. It seems like a paltry amount next to you, Bob, but I'm still pretty proud of that. We raised our 2 kids here, and they're both in college. I grew up in the suburbs of Detroit. My dad's a minister. He's retired now. But back then, in the 60s, it was the case in some of the major cities in the United States that if you were African American or Jewish, you might not be able to buy a house in some neighborhoods. My dad stood up against that and taught me to stand up for what was right. I'm proud of him for that. I'm also proud of him for sending me and my 3 sisters to college on a minister's salary. We were able to do that because they saved their money. My mom took a part-time job. I worked hard in school, qualified for some grants and some financial aid I could pay back over time. And I also, I think, told some of you that my first job in college was for $2.65. I cleaned the pigeon cages in the psychology department, which was my lowest status job until I was elected to the city council. But the point is that America made an investment in me as a middle-class kid, and that's how I was able to get an education and make a life. And I'm running for Congress because I think a lot of us are concerned that because Congress can't get its act together, a lot of kids like I was are losing those opportunities. And I want to get our priorities straight again. In San Diego, I've developed a reputation of working with anyone to get things done, whether it's building great downtown or cleaning up beaches and bays, finishing Highway 56, or working on the convention center now, or the North Embarcadero Visionary Plan downtown. I'd like to take that same attitude of working together to get things done to Washington, D.C. We just don't see that there. I'm endorsed by leading Democrats, which is great. and also by independents like Nathan Fletcher, and by Republicans like 3 former Chamber of Commerce chairs and Malin Burnham, who don't always agree with my political views, but are just tired of a Congress and a congressional delegation here that can't get things done. And we have, in my opponent, someone who's taken some really strict, hard positions that are really antithetical to compromise. We need people who can go, work together, get things done in Washington. That's the experience I'll take. I would certainly appreciate your vote. And if you can check out scottpeters.com, that's our website, or call the office if you hear anything about me. I believe half the television ads. I think some of the television ads are a little imaginative, but if anything about those concerns, please call me. I'd be happy to call you back, and we can talk about the race. But we can do better, and I appreciate your support. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Katie Turner, and I'm here as a founding member of Clairemont Act 1, which is a local community theater group in our 2nd season. In the past year, we have done about 5 productions, starting with Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark last October, an evening of dramatic retellings of spooky stories, followed by a radio play version of A Christmas Carol, a fundraiser called Swing into Spring, which was a great variety show in which we had a raffle with items donated by all Clairemont businesses, finally ending the season with Steel Magnolias, our first full-length, fully produced play. Very proud of that. As we go into our 2nd year, I just wanted to take this opportunity tonight to make everyone here aware of us, if you weren't already, and let you know that there are 3 things that we really need: membership, rehearsal space, and performance space. And all your bodies in the seats to see our shows. If you have even 2 hours a month or know somebody who does that would like to help us out, we're looking for anything and everything that you'd like to do. Off stage, on stage, graphic design, anything that you could contribute to us would be great. Rehearsal space, actually this room is great. How do you get this? If you have or know anyone who has space for about 10 people to work in the evenings, that'd be great. Or ideas or connections for venues equipped for lighting and sound. We recently became a registered nonprofit in the state of California, and part of our mission is to provide education to our community. So we're working on ways to develop that. But our first idea is to get together with all the local high schools and see if the students want to participate in our work. If you know any students who would be interested, doing theatrical work teaches a lot of life skills that you will use forever. Organization, time management, stress management, all sorts of things that have gotten me all of my very good jobs in my lifetime. Let's see. I think that's about it. I just wanted to say hello and hope to see you at some of our shows. If you're interested in volunteering or would like some more information, you can visit our website at ClaremontAct1.org. We are on Facebook. You can give us a like. And you can email me directly at kturner1000@gmail.com. It's the letter K, TURNER @gmail.com. Thank you.
Hey, thank you. Okay, moving into our board of directors reports real quickly. For my president's report, if you're a member of Clairemont Town Council, we have our board of directors elections tonight. We have ballots. They're in the back. If you have them and you want to vote, no one's running unopposed, which is democracy at work. I'm kidding. Fill it out, and then we've got this nice box right here. It's where you turn the ballots in. For our raffle prize, we've got 3 raffle prizes tonight, so if you want to stick around to the end of the meeting for the raffle prize, we have a certificate to Sandwich Emporium on Clairemont Drive. We have a pen that was made by Rick Richards, who is also running for the board of directors for town council, so vote Rick. And then the other thing, which is pretty cool since this is an election year, and I was hoping to have both mayoral candidates here tonight, one Republican, one Democrat. I have a copy of the Will Ferrell DVD movie, The Campaign, and I was going to have both Carl and Bob Filner sign them, autograph the cover in both a red and blue Sharpie, respectively. But Bob is here, so Bob, you can sign, and we'll raffle that off at the end of the meeting. And then, of course, vote November 6th. Today was actually the last day to mail in your absentee ballot. Otherwise, it's probably not going to get to the register of voters in time. So if you're an absentee voter and you still haven't voted, you can fill it out, put it in the envelope, but then deliver it to your poll place. Or just, if you're a polling voter, go vote November 6th. So There we go. And so now, treasurer's report for JC.
Since we're behind, I'll keep this short and sweet. To date, we've total program income to date is $8,154.21. Total expenses to date is $4,636.30 for a total net income to date of $3,517.91. And to give you an idea of where we are on the balance sheet, we started the year with a balance of $14,855. $11,337.60, and with a net income of $35,1791, we have a total balance of $14,855.51.
So there you go. So we're going to end the year with more money in the account than we started with. So ain't that great? So everybody should be doing. So real quickly, the last thing that we got to do before we do the candidate forum is our action item that we have tabled a couple of times, and that is the motion to move the general meetings to Cadman Elementary, and that would start in January. So I'm sure we've discussed this, but if there is any other discussion on this, just very briefly, we can have discussion. Otherwise, if I can take a motion to move the meetings to Cadman Elementary. Daniel makes a motion. Can I get a second?
Second.
Don Izzle seconds. One last time. Any questions or discussion on this? Yes, no, maybe so. Seeing none.
Did we ever resolve the parking issue?
Yes. Elizabeth Ballard was here at the last meeting, and she said that she has access to that to the parking lot over there by the library, and that will be open for the meetings. And you just walk across the playground area into the cafeteria for the meetings with lights.
She offered to allow them to park on the asphalt.
Oh, and you can park on the asphalt too.
Direct access to.
Okay.
And she's open. She did let the Hilltoppers do that same thing.
You want to use the mic?
So behind the school, it's more of a penitentiary than it does a playground because it's all asphalt. But the whole backyard or the whole playground is asphalt. And during the Little League season, she opened up one of the fields to the Hilltoppers, and she let the families park on the asphalt, and she's offered to do the same for us. So there would be parking that was directly, almost as if we were directly behind the opening to access the auditorium.
Any other questions? I thought there was one more.
The bus route?
The bus route, the nearest bus route, I guess, is the one over by Clairemont Mesa and Morena. But I think at the last meeting we asked if anybody here actually takes the bus to the meeting, and nobody raised their hand. So, but MTS is great. So if you do want to take the bus to go somewhere, they do provide excellent service. Nothing against MTS. So on that note, yes, one more.
I just